I was broken, completely hopeless. I felt like I was at the bottom of a deep, dark pit with no way out. And then I said this 1-minute prayer. What happened next? Well, it changed everything. I never thought I'd be able to smile like this again, to feel this sense of peace. For years, I was drowning. It felt like every single day was a battle. I was struggling with a crushing weight of anxiety, constantly worried about my future, about money, about just making it through another day. I'd wake up with this knot in my stomach and go to bed with tears in my eyes. I felt so incredibly alone, like no one could possibly understand the storm that was raging inside of me. I tried everything to fix it myself. I read self-help books. I tried to think positive. I worked harder, but nothing seemed to touch the deep-seated emptiness I was feeling. It was a cycle of brief moments of hope followed by an even deeper crash into despair. I was exhausted, spiritually and emotionally drained. I remember one night just sitting in silence, feeling like I had absolutely nothing left to give. It was the lowest point of my life. I had isolated myself from friends and family because I was ashamed of my struggle and I didn't want to be a burden. The world just looked gray, and I'd forgotten what it felt like to see in color. In that moment of total surrender, when I finally admitted I couldn't do it on my own anymore, a simple prayer came to my heart. It wasn't fancy or complicated. It was just a desperate, honest cry for help. I closed my eyes and whispered, "Lord, I can't do this anymore. I give up. I'm tired of trying to control everything and failing. Please take control of my life. Show me your light in this darkness. I don't know where to go or what to do, but I trust you. Help me see your plan for me, because my own plans have only led to pain. I surrender it all to you." In that instant, something shifted. It wasn't a lightning bolt or a booming voice from the heavens. It was a quiet, gentle peace that settled over my soul, a warmth that started in my chest and spread through my entire body. For the first time in a very long time, I felt a flicker of hope that wasn't my own doing. It was a hope that came from somewhere else, somewhere much bigger than my problems. Over the next few days and weeks, I started to see changes, small things at first. A friend I hadn't spoken to in months reached out to ask how I was doing. An unexpected opportunity came my way that helped ease some of my financial worries. But the biggest change was internal. I started my mornings with that same simple prayer, "Lord, take control," and day by day, the anxiety began to loosen its grip. The Bible says in Jeremiah 29:11, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." I held on to that promise like a lifeline. When the old fears would creep in, I would remind myself that I wasn't in charge anymore. I was letting God lead, and His plans were for my good. Another verse that became my anchor was Psalm 34:18. "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." I realized I was never truly alone in my darkest moments. He was right there with me, waiting for me to just turn to Him. Slowly but surely, the color started to come back into my world. The sunrises looked brighter. The smiles of strangers felt warmer. I started to reconnect with the people I loved, not out of shame, but with a newfound strength and a story to tell. This journey wasn't about my problems magically disappearing overnight. The struggles of life are still there, but what changed was who is walking through them with me. My foundation is no longer built on my own fragile strength, but on the unshakable rock of God's love and faithfulness. That 1-minute prayer of surrender didn't just change a situation. It changed my entire life. It opened the door for God to come in and do what I could never do for myself. Heal my heart and give me a peace that goes beyond all understanding. If you're watching this and you feel broken, hopeless, or alone, I want you to know there is hope for you. If you felt even a tiny spark of that hope just now while listening to my story, please share this video. You never know whose life it might change today. It could be the sign that someone has been praying for. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe for more stories of hope and encouragement. God bless you.